Matriculants are in the middle of their final examinations, and most of them will be celebrating when they finish writing, doing what they call pens down parties. There are concerns, however, that these celebrations come with incidents of substance abuse, reckless driving and alcohol poisoning. For more on this now, we're joined by Mogotsi Kalaeamodimo as well. He is the Anti-Substance Abuse Program Head at the department, as well as from the Department of Social Development, Matakanya, who's the General Secretary of the National Association of School Governing Bodies, to discuss the negative impact these celebrations have on these learners. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It's an exciting time for matriculants. You know, I mean, this is what 12 years or so of schooling has come down to. But here's the thing now, these celebrations have come with a cause for concern because they're associated with so much worrying behavior from these learners. Perhaps let's start with you, Mr. Kalaeamodimo. What are some of the issues and how did we get here? But most importantly, what are some of the important things that parents should be noting around this time of the year?
Good morning and good morning to your viewers, and good morning to Mr. Mana as well. During this time of the year, we have realized that many school-going children, immediately after they've ended their examinations, they will start engaging into alcohol and even some hard drugs. So what parents should do, parents should always be aware of where their children are, because now, this time of the year, now people start going around visiting the families and so forth, and even the friends. And then that is where now some of the things get out of control. So during this time of the year, we usually call upon parents to always be aware as to where their children are, so that they are able to know what is happening in their environment.
Mr. Matakanya, you are, boots on the ground, if you may, someone that works very closely with those communities as well as the parents, as well as the various bodies as well within the school unit. Are we aware that parents are aware of some of the risks that are associated with such events as pens down? Need I not make emphasis and reference as well to that devastating moment that we saw unfold at the Enyobeni Tavern? I think it was some years ago where it actually broke right here on the agenda on that Sunday morning. Let's talk about some of the risks. Are the parents aware of what usually happens?
Obviously, good day once again, your listeners as well, your viewers as well as Tate Khaled there. We had already good luck, if you remember. We have good luck to our children, and we are still good luck in them to say we are so happy that the path they have traveled is coming to an end. But it's not the end of education, it's just the end of a phase. And we are saying they must be looking after themselves so that the next leg, it finds them ready, it finds them strong. Now, back to the question is that some parents are aware of the danger, but they are overwhelmed by the peer pressure.
Yeah.
The peer pressure, some peer pressure things happen that way because some of these children are experiencing alcohol for the first time, as you have mentioned in Enyobeni. And what happened really in Enyobeni, because these children, after writing, took so-called pens down. Then they went to Enyobeni, they celebrated, they do all, some died, some get pregnant, some started now testing alcohol, some started now testing drugs and all those things. Finally, their future was destroyed. But we want to call upon parents and say, parents, please, This is once again your time, as we indicated from the beginning of the year, that now come closer, closer, closer to this and guide them. Because as I'm talking of the peer pressure is terrible if there's no support of parents, support of the community, support of the family members. Then we are saying, come closer and show this the danger, the risk that these children may find themselves in. It may be the end of their future if then they involved in some of these things, because some are going to die, some are going to get injured, and for the mere fact of celebration. And we indicated earlier on that we have just to go back to how we used to do things during our time, where we go back to the school, celebrate, and call the farewell to these children, call parents at the school community, pride ourselves, talk to these children to say, now you are going to the second phase, go and represent us well, as you represented us for all these 12 years, go and represent us well so that you achieve what you wanted to achieve in life, because education is the future. Once you have education in your hand, then you have got future in your hand. But don't throw it at the last time when you are just about to travel the last mile.
You know, and from what you're saying now, I'm picking up that, you know, it will take joint efforts. And from what that's saying that we're all familiar with, that it takes a village to raise a child. I know that the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, has also added his voice to this conversation. Let's roll that clip before we continue with this conversation.
Experiences, however, taught us that the real policing challenge begins right after the completion of the matriculation exams. In the province of KwaZulu-Natal, the phenomenon of pens down and explosion parties is prevalent, especially in the Tegwini region and also neighboring district of Ilembe, around Palito. We are issuing a stern warning against those grade 12 learners who are now busy with their final examination, that their focus should be on what lies ahead. They must focus on having completed their matric and focus on their higher education training that is going to be next year. We understand that they are going to attend these parties, but these parties must not be used to end their lives. And these parties must be treated in a manner that it's a celebratory parties and not parties that are going to cause mayhem to the local communities, where some of these kids are going to fall victim of rape and assault and even murder. So in these parties, learners, some of them still underage, they indulge in alcohol and they also take drugs. And unfortunately, many of these parties do not necessarily end well. There are a lot of casualties that occur during these parties. We are appealing to parents to adopt active parenthood and discourage their children from risking their lives, as when they participate in these parties, they should behave accordingly. You do not want your child to be in a conflict with the law, because police will be out in full force and will make sure that we do not negotiate with lawbreakers. So including your children that are going to be celebrating, we will have no mercy on them if they break the law.
And Mr. Kalaeamodimo, just for you to pick up on that, you know, from what I'm gauging now, there's a sense that there's a need for all of us to be proactive and not just reactive when something bad actually happens. Let's talk about some of the efforts on the ground there from your department to ensure that you bring awareness and raise awareness around this particular issue, particularly when we see that, you know, these sort of, the sort of behavior at least is sometimes fueled by what these children see on social media. Have you been capitalizing and making use of some of those platforms to ensure that you bring to their attention the dangers of such behaviors?
Let me start by saying that we do have various programs that we are conducting around the country. We do have a program called Gemoja, that is the program that is being implemented in schools around the country in all the 9 provinces. That is the program that we run throughout the year to ensure that our children do not indulge into alcohol. And then we also have currently, during this time, we have the festive season campaign that we are also conducting to make parents aware of the dangers of alcohol and drugs, and also educate them on the various types of drugs and how to identify a child who's using drugs. We also have a program where we will be now engaging the liquor outlets owners, that your taverns and so forth, so that we ensure that they don't allow children into their taverns and they don't allow them to buy alcohol. And then for those who will be going to institutions of higher learning, we also have a program that at various universities we are targeting the students who have just arrived at those institutes of higher learning, to ensure that when they get there, they don't get involved into drugs and alcohol, because sometimes they become too excited even when they arrive at those institutions, and then they end up dropping out of their academic calendars. So those are the programs that we are aiming.
Okay, and Mr. Matakanya, just a quick one. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, Mr. Matakanya, just to wrap it up for us. I know many parents have come under fire for what has been termed as outsourcing their parenting to the schools, where you have some parents say what happens during school hours or whatever pertains to the school is the school's responsibility. It will take for us a lot to shift that mindset. Let's just hear from you, and how do we all come together, and deal with this problem? Just a quick one from you.
Just a call once again, a very, very national call to all the parents in the country. Let's come forward and guide these children. But also, I want to talk to, support the progressive voice from the general in KZN, General Mkwanazi, that all the generals in the country, please can they adopt more or less the same stand, so that no law could break, because by maintaining law, then they're protecting these children from all these sort of risks. So we want to call upon all the generals in the country take the similar stand as the progressive stand that has been taken by the general in KZN. We know that particularly the generals that are in the coastal lines, make sure that you take a stand, but not a stand a stand that will protect these children, their safety and everything, against themselves. Because once they start drinking, they start drugging, they start doing all these things, but now the danger is on themselves, nobody else. But also we must protect the community and protect everybody. Please, I appeal, let's take the KZN stand. It's a very progressive stand. And parents, please, let's support police, let's support everything. Let's talk our children, go closer to our children, talk to them, show them that now celebration is far from safety.
Must thank you so much. That's Mr. Matakanya, the General Secretary of the National Association of School Governing Bodies, as well as Mr. Mogotsi Kalaeamodimo from the Anti-Substance Abuse Program at the Department of Social Development. Thanks so much indeed for your time.